All right. We're gonna put this in your hand.
It's like a mic.
We need a bottle opener too.
This one, that's fine. You're good for later.
We are perfect.
Yeah.
We are perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, students all over the world, welcome to episode 20 of the NBA SA show. It is the Western Conference Finals review. It is also the interlude to the Eastern Conference Final Game 6. Gentlemen, how are you?
Fantastic.
Timmy?
Could be better.
Could be better. Could be better.
Could be better.
Which leads us to our first piece of content is the Dallas Mavericks fell short in 5 games, losing 4-1 to the Golden State Warriors. I almost said Golden State Mavericks. Damn! That is a team you would support now. Timmy, give me your team lost. Give me your thoughts.
So first of all, I'd like to thank Kirk for...
Oh, did you win an Oscar? Because you won.
I'm about to win the Model High Ground.
Yeah.
But for buying the lung beer, the infamous, right? To help me commiserate my Mavs.
Yeah.
Right? And as they are dead, we should probably...
We should pay for nothing.
Pour over the homie.
For nothing.
Pour over the...
Yeah,
When you finished it?
that is how much titles you can have.
like Golden State.
Alright, bro. On a more serious note, you were quite vocal that anything that Dallas did past the first round, you said would have been okay.
House money.
Away.
They were playing with house money.
Yeah. They went further than the first round. They won their second round, made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. How disappointed are you, really, as a Mavs fan?
Not. I mean, look, it sucks that they lost. Everybody who's supporting a team and genuinely wants them to win, right, is going to be disappointed when they lose. But if you take that step back. So other than right, that they're no longer in the playoffs. The first thing that comes to mind is, I'm going to get some sleep back. Yes. The second thing that comes to mind is they completely overachieved. If anybody said that they were going to make the Western Conference Finals at the beginning of the year, even the Mavs fans probably would have laughed, right? And we would have taken it immediately, right? They're also a fun team to watch. It's fun watching a team that is an underdog, right? That does well and that looks like they're enjoying it, right? Because especially in those basketball teams. So think about those Harden Rockets teams, right? That actually, even though when they won a lot, those teams didn't always look like they had fun together.
Yeah.
Right? But this Mavs team looks like they're a bunch of guys who truly buy in to their roles, right? And enjoy doing well, right? And I think that's cool. So I'm really happy about the season. The season is great. I really love what Jay Kidd said immediately after the game. Right? He said, "Are we just going to be happy that we did this and enter the season again unprepared? Right? Or are we going to go and train in the off-season?" So look, he was also taking a shot.
Yes, of course.
At Lucas conditioning.
Yeah.
Right? But my point is, he was immediately thinking there's a bigger plan for next
What's
year.
the next step?
Exactly. And so as a fan, I'm happy about all of that. Right? And also if you're going to lose, actually the Golden State Warriors team is super likable.
Yeah.
Right? They are super
I
likable.
hate that I like them. Honestly, I hate that I like them. So I feel you there.
But that's only because of some misguided
LeBron.
Issues.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Someone's got LeBron issues.
Yeah, but it's like as a Man United, it's like as a Man United fan, you hate that Liverpool are so good. That's how I feel about Golden State.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not talking soccer. Anything else you want to add to the end of your season?
I hope Mark Cuban has the same view that Jakey does. I hope that they are left with an empty feeling. I hope that they realize that although the team overachieved, right, you can't run it back with this team. As fun as it is to watch them, as emotionally attached you get to the players, if they really want to get back here next year is going to be harder. Right? If you just think of Denver being back and the Clippers being back, like it is going to be harder. The Suns, even if they don't go backwards, if they're the same, right, or even slightly backwards, they are still going to be a tough out It is going to be incredibly difficult, and I hope that puts pressure on the owners, right, to help the rest of the team out and to help look out with the match. Maybe one thought that is maybe it's not a hot take, but I do think it's a little bit different from what I see being written about, right? I would prefer Dinwiddie on the team than Brunson.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Every day.
he moves off the ball a little bit better. He's more consistent. So Brunson will have these stages where he's unstoppable and then randomly disappears. Dinwiddie likes the big stage. He can also be a spot-up shooter, much better than Brunson can. He's really impacting. And he came in and said and he did all the right things. And so I do hope that somehow they end up keeping him. And Brunson's going to get paid. Maybe we can do a silent trade and get an additional talent and upgrade some of the big spots. Maybe those are my thoughts. But as a Mavs fan, if you aren't happy with what the team did, then I think that you're not being reflective and taking a step back.
Okay. My perception of, if I just take what I know of Brunson and Dinwiddie seems to be a much bigger character than Brunson.
Yes.
I mean, listen to their post-match interviews. Dinwiddie was mic'd up once, and they played a little clip of what he was saying. He was like, "That guy's not going to shoot, so you can help with him," type of thing, and blah blah blah. And just his understanding and his awareness of what they were doing. I mean, if you listen to Brunson's post-match interviews.
Oh, angry face.
That's that face. I got a bit of short man syndrome because he's
Views expressed by this guy.
Look, I still love the guy.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if he's there next year, that's great. But if he's there next year as your number 2 player,
and
I think
also
there's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, Dinwiddie seems to get bigger the brighter the lights get. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shows he's got some BNP in him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Moving on, Kirk. Golden State took it, which you predicted. Anything funny happened in that series that you were surprised with? Anything that made you excited about the finals? Give me your overall thoughts on Golden State and how they handled the series.
So like the play call was an easy call.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the series, you'd see that the shots that he was making were big shots. So it showed that he was locked in, that the skill was there, the ability was there, the readiness was there. It was just opportunity. He wasn't getting the looks that he needed. And I mean, we all know how it is. You play, you go for 3, 4, 5 positions, and you come off a liquor pick and you sit and you're waiting, and the brad looks at you. and he goes the other way.
Yeah.
And you're like, this guy. And the next time around,
Yeah.
it happens again. The drink.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time that third or that fourth look comes and you get the ball, you're not going to make that.
Yeah.
So the reason his numbers were there is because he wasn't getting the looks that he needed. And when he got the looks that he needed, he's fucking golden. We all know this.
That is the ultimate truth. Good audio is everything.
So
I want to know about Golden State.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
what I want to know about.
So the thing I like about Golden State is the path that they're on. So they're getting momentum nicely. They come into a rhythm nicely. The pieces are coming together nicely. Steph said that this is the best that this unit has played. This is the best that this unit has played. And I mean, you can see like Tim says, those guys enjoy playing together. They enjoy the success of others. You can see when somebody makes a big shot, everybody goes crazy. When Clay was on a roll, the men were going tighty. When Jordan Poole does an amazing move, the people go crazy. So as much as we like the vibe in Dallas and the Suns, and yeah, there's a few teams that have this chemistry, and it shows in their success. So the one thing that is a concern is who's coming out of the East, because we'll get to that later. But
No, let's move. Let's move.
okay. So the
East is the East done? Let's start there. Is the East done?
So I have been waiting for Celtics to slip since the first round.
And you like calling a slip.
Maybe.
You like calling a slip.
And they keep surprising me and they keep proving me wrong. And I've had to take a step back and suspend judgment and look at what they're doing, and if it can carry on into the finals, and if it can take them through the finals. So I don't know, but what I do know is the matchups that they've played are all head of snake sort of matchups.
So
The opposition has a focal point,
Yeah.
and that focal point sparks the offense. So that focal point will create and it will bring other people into the play. Golden State is completely the opposite.
Correct.
And how have they gotten to the finals? The Celtics have gotten to the finals by clogging the lane and running out to shooters.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to do that against Golden State. So how they, I mean, but I'm sure they've got schemes and stuff to counter that, but they haven't come up against an offense that doesn't have a focal point yet. So it will be interesting to see how they match up. I'm assuming they're going to make it out of the East.
Boston.
Boston, yes.
Yeah.
As much as I was a Miami person, I don't know, Jimmy seems to be wilting in the bright lights. I don't know if it's an injury or what it is.
I think it's fatigue, eh?
But
How can it be fatigue?
My bro,
That
Miami team.
That
that
was
lost
up at
game.
3 o'clock in the morning training preseason.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it time now?
Yeah.
Because he got moved.
that caffeine is wearing off.
What are your thoughts, bro? Is it done? Is it done?
Can I go backwards first?
Yes.
Right? Because I do want to mention a couple of things about Golden State before I start.
Okay.
talking.
Okay.
So first of all, I completely agree with Kirk. They enjoy playing together.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, oh, they get excited about a variety of people doing different things. Right? I didn't call Clay. In fact, at the beginning of the series, right, I was like, actually, as a Mavericks fan, give him the fucking ball. Because he's going to do something random because he's trying too hard. Right? When Jordan Poole gets the ball, actually it's more of a problem. But at the end of the series, it's exactly the opposite. Like Right? Clay was making big shots. And for the most part, he seemed to be playing within himself. Because it was flowing and they were getting in the ball. Right? That's what, maybe that's one thing. But the person who they shouted for the loudest, right, was somebody I never saw coming. Right? Oh, dude. This guy. This fucking guy. Wiggins.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, but you must have hated Wiggins in this series.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was great. He stayed in his lane. He knew that he wasn't the number one, right? He waited for all the cracks that everybody else created, right? And he molested
Luka.
But remember, I said if Wiggins realizes that he's not a splash brother, he'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
And he did that. He started
That big dunk that he got.
Yes.
2 minutes before that, he went baseline.
Yes.
And he would have done exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember which guy. I think it was Finney Smith came across. Right?
Yes.
Finney Smith or Bullock. It was Bullock. Right? Look at one of the two there.
Yeah.
Right? And they just hit him hard up at the apex. So he didn't throw down.
Yeah.
But had they not been there, it would have been the same result. Right? And I thought it was cool to see somebody realize that and somebody adjust and do well. I just think it needs to be mentioned.
Yes.
At least.
Yes.
Yeah?
Completely.
We talk about, I suppose it's a term about that focal point offense, right? The heliocentric offense, which effectively describes a sun.
Did you hear
Heliocentric.
Heliocentric.
Yeah. That's when
That's
your
a
team.
great term though.
Sorry, that was my dad joke. I bring one every episode. Yeah.
Take his beer away from him.
Wasted.
Yes.
You have one job. But I mean, the term is great, right? Because heliocentric basically means like a sun and then everybody else just rotates around it. Yeah. Actually, the more I watched Golden State, right, the more I got this respect for the fact that they also have a heliocentric offense. It's just that it doesn't. The sun isn't where the ball is. It's wherever the hell Steph is running. Because if Steph runs like this, the defense bends like this.
Yeah. Actually, I have a different take on that. For me, the center of the Golden State Warriors offense is actually Draymond Green.
100%.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
He's a connector.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
And
I get
that was the one thing that was different when Clay was running with the first team. Gray knows when to get somebody the shots.
Yeah.
So he spreads the load. He makes sure this person's involved, this
Yeah.
person's involved, this person's involved. So he's such a pivotal cog in the flow of that offense. But you're right in the fact that Steph draws so much attention. Wherever he he's like a magnet.
Yeah, exactly. And then just extra attention, and then if the guys off the ball are fine with doing whatever dirty roles and then attacking in those spots. Clay, Poole, Wiggins, right? Peyton before got injured. Man, they are so tough and so smart because they'll adapt and they'll be fine. They'll put their egos away and be fine if somebody else is not on the line. So,
That is the thing that impresses me the most about Golden State is how happy they get when any one of them are hot.
Oh yeah.
That's a big differentiator for
Interesting,
me.
Miami is the same way. Miami's fine with seeing somebody else get hot and feed in the ball. But that again isn't the case for Boston.
Yeah.
Right? When last have you seen somebody top score in a Boston game that isn't Tatum or Brown?
And when that happened in the post-match, Tatum was like, "Don't get used to this because it's not gonna happen."
Not to go upside, but this guy, he picked up the slack. You best believe I'm gonna shoot next game.
And I'm coming back. Okay.
So also having said, okay, look, I completely agree with all of
Kurt's sentiments on the
Yeah. Actually, maybe on the flip side, right? I've been waiting to write off Miami at I think every round. Every round I picked not Miami. Every single round, right? And they proved me wrong each time. So even this one, I was like, Boston is gonna get through it, right?
Yeah.
But watch game 6 to 9, man. It's gonna cut them by 50. Because there are no close games in the series, right? There's nothing close.
So that's your goal. You reckon Miami win game 6?
No, actually, I think
You can't say it. You must believe it.
no, but they always prove me wrong. So I'm betting on Boston.
Okay.
So as a team, did Boston win 2 in a row now?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first time.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yo, I don't know if they're gonna win 3 in a row.
With Jimmy looking like a grandpa. When Victor Oladipo was your best player.
What's the problem?
Big problem.
It's great when he plays like this, right? Off the back of Jimmy doing well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or Kyle having a good game, or Bam
I mean,
having a good game.
it was so surprising for me to see a SPO team regressing to clear out one man, one pass, not even one pass, fucking Bam bringing the ball down and looking for his offense, not swinging the ball, not setting anything out.
And he's not even that player.
Yeah.
Like that's not his. He's far more green than he is Jokic.
Yeah.
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 What the hell is he bringing the ball out of time to do that stuff for? Like that's not his.
But he did win the skills challenge 3 years ago.
That's it also. That is coming down. What's the coming you?
Yeah.
Smoke all the way through the board down. That's like, but I got the skills challenge, man. Watch me.
Big check. Tell me, do you?
Hold on, sorry, there's one more point.
Yes,
There's one more point.
I wanted to talk, but he veers off, says big words.
Before you say pause that, open it.
Yeah. You want to finish off on Boston?
No, let him finish his point. What do you?
No, I agree with everything that Kurt says, except the one thing that will make me worry, the one thing that will make me put the house on Golden State, is as much as Golden State are likely to cause a lot of issues for Boston. The reality is that Golden State also doesn't match up amazingly well with Boston. So, for example, Boston's focal points, right, are actually where Golden State aren't great at defending. Yeah, so they could do it with Luka, right? Because they'll either play a zone or box and one. Very hard to play a box and one on Tatum if you've got Jaylen Brown on the other side, right? Look, you could do it, right? But Brown's far more likely to make you pay going to the hoop, right, than a Dinwiddie, right?
But before, I know I'm stopping you now. Before we get to the finals, which it feels like we're really talking there, let's wrap up the East. What's gonna happen tonight?
Boston's gonna win.
Easily, comfortably.
It's not tough. That series has no close games, right? I think Boston can smell blood in the water, right? And hopefully they'll come to some sort of maturity. The game is being played in Boston.
Yes.
I think that they at least got to realize that you don't want to lose game 6 and then go play away in Miami for game 7. So my money is going to be that Boston will close this out. I know it means that they've been 3 in a row, right? But I think that they've got Miami on the ropes. I think Miami are hurting. I'm not Tyler, he's not playing, is he?
I think
Hasn't they lost 2 games?
Yes,
Yeah.
for the next one.
And if he's out, I just don't know where they're going to get any half-court offense from.
Robinson?
Right?
Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Okay, do you feel the same way?
I
But
thought you took his alcohol away.
for a guy that said Heat in 6, Boston in 7, it's now Boston in 6.
So everything points to a Heat W tonight. No, a Heat W tonight. In terms of just the way the series has gone, in terms of momentums and responses and blah blah blah. But it just feels like Boston's gonna have that. It just feels like it. Against all logic, it just feels like Boston is gonna have that. Jimmy seems hobbled. They're trying to cover it up every time they bring it up. The cookie cutter answer is we're not making excuses. They try to talk it away that way, but he hasn't been himself. So it's either he's injured or he's cuck. So choose one.
I mean, you put it in the group, right? You were like, is Jimmy becoming CP3?
Yeah.
And I'm offended. I'm offended.
But you got the reference.
But I don't know.
So
I think that's
things
what
are-
I just messed on your trust. Well, Tony doesn't watch this either way. Tony doesn't watch it. My bad. That's fine. When we are multi-millionaires for each episode, I'll buy from you. You were saying, bro?
Yeah. So each team has counted every step of the way through the series. They've made adjustments, they've gone and they've figured stuff out. But it just feels like Miami are hobbled. Kyle Lowry seems crocked. He's still coming back. Hero is out. Butler is hobbled. It just, it's
Feels klar.
And Boston are no longer scared.
yes.
They're not playing like the little cousin.
They believe that they can make the final.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That belief is an important thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so we all agree Boston takes it,
Yeah. Boston.
which leads us to the NBA Finals. I would love, by the way, for the storyline for Miami to win Game 6 and Game 7 because that will shock everyone.
Okay.
But that,
I would
that
love
is,
that
I know.
personally because then it's fast.
Yeah! yeah, they Golden State.
No way Miami's beating.
Yeah. But not all storylines end in happy endings.
No.
Moving on to the finals, so we are going to assume that the finals will be between Golden State and Boston, which means Golden State have home court advantage, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, game 1 will be in Golden State. Quickly, we can't make a decision on this now. In our next episode, we'll talk about it. Where do you, in your gut feeling, we'll start with you as a bigger Warrior fan. What do you foresee? Give it to me. Game 1, game 2, game 3, 4, 5, and how you see it going down.
Yo.
Obviously, you can be wrong.
Yes.
Just how you reckon, based on the matchups. How do you see this going?
I just think with Boston's ability to make adjustments and to counter, I think it's gonna go minimum 6.
Okay.
It's just minimum 6. I think Golden State have enough. Golden State have an array of weapons and tools to their disposal as well. I think that they can contain Boston. I think they can get a few W's out of Boston. But like I say, the way Boston adapts and adjusts and makes adjustments, they are.
You giving them 2?
I'm giving them at least 2.
Yeah. To me?
I agree. I think Golden State in 6. I think Boston wins game 1. I think Boston wins game 1. And then obviously Golden State have to win game 2. Because if not, then they're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
Right? But I definitely do think Boston is going to win one of the first 2 games. And in my mind, most likely the first one.
Yeah, I doubt they will win this.
Yeah. And then I think Golden State's going to win one of the next 2. I might not be the game 3, it could be game 4, and that's fine. And then I think that they 5 or 6. Yeah. I think once Golden State gets momentum, and they've measured them up, right?
They figured them out.
And again, what would be different between the Miami and the Boston series is if they go toe to toe like that. I don't know if Boston's ever going to believe that they are the champions yet, right? Because now they're playing against actual champions.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who make really big shots and who don't fail, right? And I don't think it's just really unlikely that they're going to get those blowout wins in the final against Golden State. I just
Don't say that.
I just don't see that. Even if they do go into a third quarter or fourth quarter of big lead, right? All it takes is a couple of heat check moments and it's close again. So I don't think they'll ever get away with that belief that I'm just simply bigger and better than you. And that's what Miami relied on first, right? So Miami came out, right, and they muscled, but they muscled it, right?
Yeah.
Right? And the reality is that once Boston stopped being bullied, right, they were like, actually we are better basketball players.
Yeah.
But that isn't going to be the case against Golden State, right? Maybe you'll have one guy who could go toe to toe, but the reality is that the Golden State players are on if you just go play for player, right? Match them up. Actually, they are just better, more skillful basketball players.
So, Marcus Smart, Steph. Steph wins that all day? Yeah?
Is this right? Is it that? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Then you've got...
He's offended. Oh, sorry.
You've got Jason.
He was offended.
So you got
Sorry. Okay. Cool.
No. Jason Tatum, Clay.
Is that the matchup? I think Wiggins.
Okay. Tatum wins that.
I would actually put Clay
Like,
on.
He played some good defense in stretches, eh?
Because Brown is more explosive and Wiggins can.
Very good point. Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Brown is then the other guy for either Wiggins or Clay, right?
Yeah.
Wait, who do you put as a Warriors guy? Who do you put on who?
I would put
Clay on
Tatum and Wiggins on
Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next phase is the interesting one.
So I think Golden State was going to play a shitload of zone.
Yeah.
That's really the answer, man. And that zone was hot.
I know.
I
It
mean,
just looked like a man, and then I was like, wait.
Yeah.
It was a zone.
I mean,
It was-
they call it a zone, but it's just scrambling. It's fucking scrambling.
Run to the ball. We got Al Horford. Will probably match up to Cree. Who wins that?
He's a friendly guy.
Really?
Yes.
You showing Al Horford no love?
How often is the better player in that matchup? Exactly. Fuck you.
You know, sometimes I thought I was talking to guys. But apparently sarcasm and bitchy moments is real things. Okay.
No, he wasn't, but that is done.
It was. Okay. Who do you call it? Green Al Horford.
Green. Why would you do anything
Because you must say it on the camera. That's what I'm doing
You're
here.
right. I would be laughing at
Because
you. I would be laughing at
there's a guy called Peter169. He doesn't know you. And Peter169 wants to know your opinion. But if you give him sarcasm, he doesn't know because he doesn't know you.
on behalf of the show, Peter169.
Yeah.
Right, I would like to
Because he likes
apologize.
rolling 169.
No, I would like to apologize to you, Peter169, for him disrespecting the fact that you would doubt that anybody would fucking say Horford.
There's one matchup that Boston wins.
Yes. Thank you.
The Kevon Looney one.
Yes.
versus Williams.
So it's actually quite close. Actually, it's not cut and dry.
So that's what I'm leading to.
No.
It sounds.
But you
it
play an
sounds
8-man
very-
rotation. They'll play an 8-man rotation. So go to the other 3.
No, the other 3 I don't. That's when you start getting to Pritchard.
No, exactly.
Maybe
I'm worried,
Richard Poole, fucking
Who wins that, right?
Yes.
yeah. Then there's the other Mitchell, the Almafad brother that shoots.
On Boston.
Yes.
Williams. Grant.
That
Grant Williams.
Yeah.
He's a starter actually.
He's-
Most of the games he started when Williams was
But
on.
we then just went through the 5 now and
Yeah.
he wasn't in.
No. So we got Williams, you got Pritchard. Who's the other bench player?
So I mean, they might go both small ball, right?
Yeah. So if
But that would that help more? That helps. That helps Golden State more. Yeah.
I mean, Golden can go big or small. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the injured guy from Golden State?
That's most
Iggy.
Peyton.
No, not the other one, the big.
Why?
Wiseman.
No, not Wiseman. No. The old guy. He's a
Belitza.
vet-ish guy. The other one. The last one. Keep
Steve Kerr.
No.
The other white meat.
The other one.
What's his name? He looks like Lionel Richie. It's like a-
Oh, Otto Porter Jr.
Oh, that's it.
He does look like Lionel Richie. He's a ball Lionel.
Same.
Same name. Yeah.
I mean, he's proper.
He's proper.
He's like the poor man's Draymond Green.
Is Williams? What's Boston's Williams? Not Big Williams.
Grant.
Grant Williams. Is he the poor man's Draymond Green?
No.
Can he be?
No.
Similar role
Not
though.
yet. No.
He's the poor man's
No.
Stephon Marbury.
That is mean.
That is mean.
Look, he had a
That's
good.
Stephon Marbury. He's
Yeah, the
probably
good-
poor already.
Yes.
Right now. So he's a poor man's poor man.
Yo. The viewers stayed in the
At least he had a t-shirt. Stephon Marbury.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't have?
And he had a clean. And he had a clean mouth.
He did. Okay, any last thoughts on the finals? Because it sounds
It's
like...
soap on YouTube.
No idea.
Who?
No
Steph.
idea.
He had a meltdown. It's soap.
Yo,
Recorded it.
wow. Okay, shame.
It's almost like
If you
PE.
actually no,
cinnamon.
if you keep making cack comments, we're gonna make you eat soap too.
Alright, any last thoughts on the NBA finals? Because it sounds like there's a unanimous feel that Golden State that there's no competition and the
But
Golden State winners in 6.
The funny thing is, Boston are greater than how do you say?
The whole is greater than some of the
Than,
points.
yes.
Yeah.
And they come together nicely. They understand their roles. They work for each other. They work hard, and that's what makes them competitive.
The coach threatens him.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I saw a coach cack out NBA players like that.
In the media.
He's not bum.
Actually, all of these coaches have done it.
Oh really? That's weird.
Ime has done it. Jake Kidd has done it.
Yes. And look at that thing, I think.
It's just mic drop moments. Whole show. Mic drop moments.
When Jake Kidd was named, I wasn't enthusiastic. But
No.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't at all. What about his
Jake Kidd.
what about his track record as a coach?
He won
He's
with the
making
Lakers.
Isn't
No,
it?
I'm not agreeing with him. I'm not
He also.
that
But that means something.
was time.
You telling me assistant coach doesn't mean anything? To win a championship as an assistant coach don't mean much.
It means a lot.
Yeah.
Come on. So why weren't you excited to see him as coach?
Because what did he do as a head coach?
He took Giannis from a nothing to a something.
When he left, Bud took him from a 40-win team to a 60-win
I
team.
know.
Same team. Right? My point was, he kicked out Luka now. If Luka said to Mark,
Yes.
and Jacob went, I'd actually feel disappointed now.
Yes.
Because I've enjoyed him. That was my point.
Yes.
That's my point. Originally, I wasn't excited, right? And I feel fine that I wasn't excited. Right? Now, if they're losing because he held Luka accountable and Luka said, you must fuck off, then I'll be sad. I think he's done well. Yeah.
Last comments on the finals? And last comments on the finals while he thinks? Any last?
I don't have any last comments. I can't wait for it to start. Yeah.
Yourself?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Full stop.
I agree with Kirk. I hope Boston wins because although we said that we think Golden State will come through, right? It's going to be interesting and it's going to be tough and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
If Miami came through, I think
There's a scenario where Boston wins.
there is. Yeah,
realistic scenario.
we could be wrong and not surprised.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if Miami came through, it's a 4-1 conclusion. I don't see Miami beating.
And it is fair to say
They're still
when
down.
when Boston played Brooklyn, we thought Brooklyn could take it. They defied us there. When Boston played Milwaukee, we most certainly thought, and Boston came through there. We most certainly, almost everybody said Miami is going to beat Boston before game 1 started, and they proved us wrong there.
I was like, wait. And the Bucks, in fairness, we all said if Middleton was
Middleton was injured. True.
It was okay.
In what way does Boston win? Must one of Golden State guys be injured to give Boston a chance?
Overconfidence.
Yeah, the stuff Kirk keeps on getting frustrated with Golden State for. And I just being loose.
Turnovers or just bad plays.
If they too lose and Boston starts believing that they can and should win. So there's an interesting thing in those blowout losses, right? When that's happening, you often teams don't fight back because they just don't believe that they can.
Yeah, it's too far.
Right?
It's too far.
Yeah. Golden State will never feel that way about any game. Right? That's the first thing, right? But if Boston feels the same way, right, then they can become very, very, very difficult. Because take that zone that Golden State pulled out against the Mavs, right? And there was one moment, and I'm going to oversimplify things, but I think it's an important moment. Going into the fourth quarter, right? The Golden State had just taken a lead, and they took a lead because in the third quarter they played a boxing one, right?
What game is it about?
This is one that Dallas should have won and didn't. So I think that's
Game 3.
I think it's game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were leading.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
And so they asked Jacob, what do you feel about this boxing one? Right? And he goes, I like it. Right? Because the guys are getting open. We're getting good looks. We're just missing them.
Yes.
Right? And so there's a world in which Golden State goes to some sort of weird zone defense. Right? And Boston, Grant Williams pulled out the game that he pulled out against the Bucks.
27,
And he starts knocking them down.
Yeah.
And in those moments they start believing. Right? And then whether Golden State is loose or not, if they lose on top of that, and then you can see Boston would win.
Okay.
It's in those scenarios. Nobody needs to get injured. But if Golden State just plays to their par, they should take it. I think.
In one of our episodes before, as a trio, we picked our own All NBA first team, second team.
We
and
negotiated.
third team.
We
Correct.
negotiated out there.
And we came up with our team, and a couple of days ago, the NBA released their All NBA team. So, Kirk, can you give us our All NBA first team and the All NBA first team and second team and second team?
So before we do that, I would just like to say
Yeah.
that they select 3 teams. First team, second team, and third team, right? So that's 15 players. Of the 15 players, we chose 14 of those 15 players. So
Okay.
the NBA chose 15, we chose 15.
Only one.
Only one of ours didn't match up with the 15
Damn it.
of the NBA.
Which player was that?
Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
We didn't have Jimmy.
We had Jimmy.
We had Jimmy, and instead,
CP3.
They put CP3.
Yeah.
How ironic. How? That we got clever.
And,
Okay.
and as a caveat, the only reason we put Jimmy in
Yes. Yes.
was
Yes.
well, the only reason that you guys agreed to Jimmy was because it was that Luka could get in.
it was a parlay.
Yeah.
It was a parlay. Yeah.
So
told you Lucas should be first team.
But look at.
He is young. Okay,
I was wrong in gunning for Butler, but I still believe that
he should be.
He should have been. Yeah.
Hard argument though.
Yes.
But let's go.
Okay. So in the NBA's first team, we've got guard Luka Doncic, guard Devin Booker, forward Giannis, forward Jason Tatum, center Jokic.
Okay. Team we picked.
Right. Guard Luka, guard Jimmy, forward Durant, forward Giannis, center Embiid.
So Durant and Embiid.
So they went.
Jason Tatum and.
Do they vote? Do they vote during the playoffs? Or
No.
is the voting... So the NBA chose Tatum over Durant.
Correct.
Yes.
I wonder...
That's the big one.
Unless it is during the playoffs.
No, I think it is. I think it's before the playoffs, right?
You think they vote before the playoffs?
So look, yes, I do think they vote before the playoffs. I can't help but wonder whether, because this is the media predominantly, right? The media does this.
Yeah.
I think, I believe so. Yeah. I can't help but wonder if Kevin Durant had a friendlier relationship with the media, right? That he wouldn't have, he almost be the default pick in that. Because what about his body of work this season would
He
preclude
was
him
in
from
the
that?
big champ this season as well. Not the big
Yeah.
champ, but he was in it for a period of
Yes.
Yeah, and so I suppose, it's either that, right? Or alternatively, the media weighs in on team success even more so than we do. Because think about the players that they picked there, right? So they
It's all top 4 teams.
They pick Book,
Yes.
right? And they pick Tatum.
Yes.
And arguably Luka, and those are the 3 most successful teams
But
in the
it-
second half of the season.
Yeah, I was about to say, could that be recency bias? That
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna throw some mud at potentially, right? The fact that they're biased because given that this is not friendly to them.
Yes.
Potentially they overuse the team success, right?
Yeah.
And getting there. Whereas we take it into account, but I think we could look at personal performances
Personal performances.
more in the space a little bit, and we lean that way.
And also, if they're media guys, they will assign quite a high value to interviews.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's surprising then that they'll choose
And they
Jason Tatum
no,
because
and
Jason Tatum.
it's already they already know Kevin Durant's not going to give them any
Yes,
view.
that's
Like,
true, that's
may
true.
as well don't even need to vote for him.
Yeah. So Tatum just needs to pitch up.
Did Jason Tatum have a better season than Durant?
Well, his team did. No, his team did.
And individually?
I don't know the numbers, but I'd be surprised.
I would nogal, without knowing the numbers,
Yeah.
I think Tatum would have had a better season overall than Durant. I think so.
So did you hear
I don't.
Did you hear Tatum?
You don't?
No.
Did you hear Tatum's comments about the selection?
No. What did he say?
So he was pissed off that he didn't make it last year, and a big reason why he was pissed off was because it was his contract year, and if he had made
That team.
Oh, then he would have
he'd have
used
get, I think he won like 10 or 15 million more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off.
So he was like angry that he didn't make it last year.
Yeah.
Like he was pissed off that he made it this year.
And everyone was like, yeah, we get you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Boston's going.
Yes.
Although, do you know what I still don't understand? Right, maybe we're going to go sideways here for a second, right? You know that as a player, team success is clearly important. Take a look at this, right? These votes.
Yes.
Votes are important. In fact, our team winning is going to benefit me because it's more likely that I could potentially make more money, right?
Yes.
But here's the double-edged sword to that. For your team to win, you need to go and get more talent. And more talent is more expensive.
Yes.
Right? It's actually into your benefit if you don't take the max. Because if you don't actually take the max, right, then the team can afford, right, more players not on the max, but closer
Yeah.
to you than the minimum.
Yes.
Right? But it's a weird. It's a weird. At what point are you happy with your wealth? Right? And at what point do you believe that you or your family, right, can spend billion.
Half of the money you make in one
Yeah, you
lifetime.
can't, but it's strange because it's an ego thing and I want to make my max. But
Yes.
Yeah.
it's like, just take 10 million more,
Yeah.
you still couldn't spend what you're
Yeah.
making, right?
Yeah.
Take 30 million instead of 45 million.
Yeah.
And then your team will be better.
Yes. Because you're going to get.
Yeah.
It reminds me of them asking Draymond Green about why he didn't get the max before Kevin Durant came, and he was saying how that conversation happened the year before, and they all negotiated. I think Steph took less, he took less, Clay took less, because they all understood if we do this now, then next year we can get Kevin, and they got him.
I
Yeah.
think he's talking puss because they could only do that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because the salary cap changed.
Oh.
It went up, and that's why it was a freak event that none of them
right.
could have foreseen.
That's right.
So,
Got some results?
Tatum on averages is listed as higher than Durant by one position. Points per game, Tatum 26, Durant 29. Assists per game, Tatum 4.4, Durant 6.4. Rebounds, Tatum 8, Durant 7.4. 3-point percentage, Tatum 3.5, Durant 3.8.
Wow.
Field goal percentage, free throws. But just as a side, 91% Kate Durant, 85% Tatum. Field goal percentage, 45% Tatum, 51% Durant.
So,
He did sell you a dirty day.
yeah. No, but
The way
that's
he said
cool.
it.
But that's cool.
The way you
Clearly,
set him up, it made it sound as though you were saying that Tatum was superior.
No,
This man was like, yeah.
On the index, he's listed higher than Durant.
so it adds to what you just said. Is
On
that
the fantasy index,
Yeah.
so that's a pretty.
But it adds to what you said.
If I
that-
go to
If you looked at all of the things,
yeah.
right? Then
Kevin Durant is
Yes,
better.
if you look at pure stats.
Yeah.
Durant
So
is-
clearly, your team's results
Exactly.
get you into the first
And how well he did in the last 2 months before we voted.
two. Yes.
recency bias.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we still pretty
Okay.
comfortable with our
Okay.
selections.
Yes, so let's carry on.
So actually, we are right.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant should be in that list.
What the hell do they know?
Yeah,
What
but
the hell was they
because,
job?
but because the Celtics did so well is why Tatum's there. Luka, we agree, should be there.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Now, Booker.
Another one.
Who do we have in Booker's place?
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Is it Jimmy? It's Jimmy, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
So, do we have a leg to stand on Jimmy versus Booker?
No.
Okay. Why?
Was that the right one?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yes. Even though we chose him.
So we are viewing regular season, and in the regular season, Book was fantastic, right? It's in the playoffs that the cracks started appearing. So if we are choosing a regular season or NBA team, I would put Booker on the team over Jimmy.
Okay.
And it's tight call. They both had the best records in their conference. They both pivotal in those teams. But I heard an interesting thing about the Suns and their makeup and should they come back as is? And people were saying they have to upgrade because as they are currently constructed, they will win regular season games. They will win a ton of regular season games because of the style they play and the way and the makeup of the team. But they are not a playoff team.
It's like the Hawks.
Yeah.
The Warford Hawks.
Fact. All right.
Which is strange because they play a similar style to Golden State and hit Golden State, but I suppose it's the character of the players that you are having Golden State because they don't have CP3.
Because Booker is no Steph. So.
And CP3 is no step either.
Can I maybe just defend our Butler pick?
Yes.
Right? Again, we've noted that the media more heavily weighs the wins column, right? And I think Butler was more important to the wins that Miami got than Book was
To the wings that Phoenix.
Yes. And I think that is the defensible point here. Also, Book also missed a bunch of games. Not as many as Butler, I don't think. Right? But it's not that he was around all the time. But when Butler isn't there, and again you do see that in the playoffs, that's a fundamentally different team.
It's actually like fuck the NBA. I choose Butler.
He's a whole speech. The whole speech, I'll just edit. We move on. Giannis.
So, because I realized I was the one that fought for Jimmy.
Yes. You were.
Yes.
You were.
And I was sick with that.
Well, I agree with you.
Yes, thank you. You did.
Exactly.
That's what I see. Exactly.
Okay.
So we're on second.
Giannis. No. So it was Giannis. We all agreed on, and then the other one was
Durant we discussed, and then
and Embiid and Jokic. We can swap in around. Second team for the NBA.
So the NBA's second team is Joel. Let me go guards. Guard, Ja, Steph, forwards, KD, DeRozan, center, Embiid.
We're happy with that because it's pretty much just the overflow of our team into the second
Our
team.
guards were Trey and
So we got slightly different now. We've got Trey and Book.
Oh.
Book would drop down.
Yes.
Then fast, yeah?
Correct.
I believe that's defensible.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they've got Steph and we've got Trey. And we said because Steph's regular season wasn't that great. It was very up and down.
Yeah.
And
Started hot.
yes. And I mean Trey was far more vital to his team than Steph was to his team.
And his stats were good. Proper.
Yeah.
Okay. Third team.
So again, it's just big market wins column.
Yes.
Likable.
Yes.
Look, Trey is getting there.
Well, the fact that we had Cat and Siakam in our third team, that was impressive.
Why you spoilers?
Yes.
Spoilers.
How do you know that? Why did you read it?
It's almost like we recorded this already.
Almost like. It's just because I know what our third team is like. And I know what their third team is like. Yeah.
Kept you up endless nights.
LeBron James played the third team. End of discussion.
You can't cut it before you screen, sir.
Yeah. So,
Kapat.
that's offensive. if you cut before you speak.
I hope you catch that joke. Yeah.
Okay, so 13 guards are CP3, Trey Young, forwards LeBron, Pascal, center, Carl Anthony Towns.
We got fans, everybody. We
Yes.
got fans in our show.
Live studio audience.
Massive fans. It's the same lady that was at all our episodes.
Our resident.
Our resident
May not be related.
Our resident fan, Tanya. We won't say her surname, it's gonna give away too much. But we got big fans. Big fans of the show. I doubt she's watched 2 episodes. Doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend and family.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Last one to end it off, Katie.
Our third team, we've got Steph, Ja, LBJ, Siakam, Cat. So I was pretty happy with our third team because we got 3. I was pretty happy with the NBA's third team.
Thank you.
They had 3 of our picks.
They got 3 right.
Well done, NBA. Well done.
So I feel like the third team is actually the toughest one to pick because the first 2
It's like the obvious thing.
top
The
10
obvious
are-
thing.
They're pretty easy to
Yeah.
sort of pick. It's getting that last 5 that are tricky. So yeah, good job to us. Well done. Thank you.
Well
Cheers,
done.
cheers,
Well done.
cheers,
I mean, good job to us. And
Oh, yeah.
the NBA, you guys did well too.
Yeah.
You did alright.
Next year,
Yeah, be better. Just be better.
Be better.
That's
be
it.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a lovely festive season if you are part of the countries that have festive seasons now.
Maybe.
To the rest of us that must still work, no festive season. To Europe that's going into the festive season soon. Enjoy it.
Nobody's going into the festive season. It's fucking
I
June.
felt like saying, in June, Europe is in summer. Enjoy the festive season.
Christmas in June. So Christmas in June is a thing. Or Christmas in July is a thing. But we're even a bit premature with that.